Hello folks, how are you doing tonight? So, something completely different but still related to my collection in here. So many years ago, when I first started sort of being interested in gathering up old artefacts, I found this old ledger at a car boot sale. Now this is a big old daybook that the foreman of a sawmill would write in for the workings of the day, who got what, how much time was spent on it, what they had, and the name of the company. So this is the Grangemouth Sawing and Millworking book from the B and Company Limited, number 24. Now, I can't be certain, but I think this is Brownlee and Company sawmill from Grangemouth at the time. So this is a big old ledger. It was made by bookbinders in Argyle Street in Glasgow. Jack and Carrick, I don't know if they still are on the go or not, but it's a nice time capsule of how trades supported each other back in the day. The company making the ledgers for the timber company. Now the bookbinders supported all different industries at that time, which is nice. So in here there's loads of companies, some familiar, some not so familiar. I don't think any of them are on the go today, apart from one that I know of, and one that's called a different name now, but there could be others. So in here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but where my finger is here, there's little lines, and these are the sections that were cut from battens in the woodyard. So these are the pieces they got, and they sliced 3 battens from there, 4 from there, and done other cuts, whatever is required by the customer. So in here, some of the customers are Noble's Explosives. Now Noble's made explosives in all various places, but familiar to me, they were in Linlithgow, and they always seem to get boxwood for some reason. Sometimes sawdust for packaging maybe, but most of the time it was boxwood. And another familiar name here, Baird, they sold timber around the Falkirk area. There's a Jai Bain, Forrester, James Horn, more Noble's Explosives, Muirhead and Ferguson. Muirhead was a familiar name for other timber machining and stuff in Grangemouth, so they must have been getting a wee bit of stuff done here as well. I think Brownlee was a really big sawmill, and the rest maybe were doing different things, maybe making windows and doors where they just needed timber, they didn't need the big machinery to break down logs. We've got more Noble's Explosives, Campbell and Company, Scottish Oils, which would have been where the refinery is in Grangemouth now. Well, the refinery's going, but harks back to a time when people were busy. Noble's Explosives again, Baird again, a cash sale, time cutting odds and ends for £1/4 Alloa Coal Company, they got a load of big chunky stuff. They must have been doing either shoring or making a big support for something. They got heavy things in there. Noble's Explosives again, I think they must be one of the best customers in here. WB Scott, Campbell and Company, United Collieries, they were having some spruce. Gilchrist and Gray, they were having material for facings. Noble's Explosives, more boxwood again. Noble's Explosives were having some white pine this time, maybe for making crates. Campbell and Company, spruce, 80 pieces of. Now back in these days, a lot of this stuff must have been still shifted by horse and cart, maybe even on a couple of guys' shoulders, or a hand cart from near hand. You never know, because not many people would have had even a wee lorry then in 1923, I would have imagined. But this is just a great resource of what was going on in these times. More Nobles explosives, they're on every page. They must have been a really good customer. Muirhead and Ferguson again. Smith and Wellstood. Newmains, Cambus, Neath. Don't know what they were doing. They were having some spruce. Simpson and Fleming, time cutting odds, half an hour. Hamilton Wagon Company. Imagine having a wagon company. That's like I'm saying, still horses and carts in these days. June 1923. They had quite a wee bit of thing from them. Must have been getting sides and supports and everything from the wagon company. That's good, that's good. The Country Gentlemen's Association. They had time working odds, half an hour. Brownlee and Company are cutting stock for themselves. Smith and McLean. All these different names in here of people that used to work around Falkirk and Linlithgow, Alloa, all these places. Smith and Wellstood, D. Rutherford and Son. I wonder if any of these guys are still building or whatever today. It's quite remarkable. William Thompson and Son, Alloa Coal Company. Loads of different people in here from these times. Grangemouth Dockyards. This was heavy stuff again. Must have been like beams for the edge of the pier for boats to tie off to. Really heavy chunky stuff again. Nice to see that in there. All this history. Glasgow Corporation, a bit further away. Polmont Institution. That's where you would have went if you were a bad lad in those days. But in those days they trained them in there and put them back out more efficient than when they went in. So hopefully they went to do some work when they left rather than continuing with the life of crime. Campbell and Company again. James Meiklejohn. Straight, I've never heard of that name. Meiklejohn. James Meiklejohn maybe. Lots of different folks in here, very interesting. James White. Smith and Wellstood again. And if you're from the sort of Falkirk area, that's where iron brew would have been made at one time. And they bought material for making crates and things in here as well, so that's very interesting. So this is just me blethering on about this book, but as you can see I'm quite chuffed to have this book and all the people it contains, all these companies and all the history and writings that are in here. So hope you've maybe enjoyed that. I'll get a picture of some of the nice writing at the beginning and I'll expand it so you can see a bit more of what I'm talking about. And that's that. Hope you're all doing okay. December now, well into December, and Christmas is creeping up, so enjoy this time with your family, and if you're having some time off, enjoy that as well. And I'll be back with more blethers soon. Cheers.